So just as the first structure that forms in the human embryo is the spinal cord, so too is knowledge the spine of all other ideas that shape our lives. How we move and feel in the world, the air we breathe, the health of our trees, the food we eat, the ideologies we support, the way we dance and make love are all reflections of what we know. And this sort of brings us towards sensuous knowledge. So I've now explained or tried to give you a sense of europatriarchal knowledge. And if europatriarchal knowledge is this way of knowing that has biases embedded into it, and that is methodologically rigid and obsessed with things that we can measure and classify and put into taxonomies. Sensuous knowledge is something that's holistic. It's knowledge that interweaves science with art, poetry with measurement, storytelling with analysis, and just bringing the many different facets of knowledge together. And I'm going to share a little bit about the Yoruba. Yoruba is the ethnic group from where I come from in Nigeria, but we find very similar stories across Africa and of course across indigenous communities around the world, including in Europe. So Ife is a city in Nigeria which still exists. Before Nigeria was Nigeria, it was the sort of center of Yoruba civilization, and the creation myth of the Yoruba that the two gods, Olorun and Olokun, one female, one male, I mean, among other things in the creation myth, they granted people knowledge. So that's one of the stories in the compendium of Yoruba religion. And when they granted people knowledge, the word for knowledge in Yoruba is ogbon, but they split ogbon into two, ogbon ori and ogbon inu, which respectively mean knowledge of the head and knowledge of the gut. So sort of, IQ and emotional intelligence or something like that. And they gave the people these two types of knowledge because they knew that to only have one type would be to be unwise, and that people needed both of these. And both of these are always part of knowledge. When you say ogbon, they are both implied, and there is no separation. And that is the same sentiment of sensuous knowledge, that we can approach knowledge in this kind of kaleidoscopic way. So if europatriarchal knowledge has at its center the scientific method, then sensuous knowledge has at its center what I would call the kaleidoscopic method, where the scientific method is included, but if you sort of move the kaleidoscope around, there are other ways of knowing that are informing whatever topic a group or an individual may be considering. And what is so powerful for me in the image of the kaleidoscope is that, in the way that it depicts sensuous knowledge. So if you think of a kaleidoscope, it is a technology. So it is a scientific device in a sense that is constructed through engineering. But yet, if you hold it, against your eye, the body is involved, and the eyeball is the perceiver. And then it also has to do precisely with perception, and the ways in which knowledge is this multi-dimensional, shifting, transformative experience that is, it really depends on where you're looking at it from and how you position your very body toward knowledge.
Find out more on advaya.life.